Hello, everyone. I thought of sharing with you a devotion that I just read from Isaiah chapter 30. And this chapter convicted me a lot. I might not be able to share everything in just one video, but I promise that I'm going to share something from the other parts. I'm sharing everything that I got convicted on. So this is, imagine you're a father, you're a mother, right? You have your child who is in a very tight situation. You are able to give them the best advice that is going to help them in that tight situation. But then what does your child do? Your child goes to their friend, to his friend, and asks the friend for advice. And when you heard the advice that came from the child, you are like, that is a very wrong idea. That is a very wrong advice. And you should not do that. But you cannot force yourself on the child, because your child has a free will and can choose whoever they want advice from. And because of that, your heart aches. Imagine that. That is how God feels. And that is how God feels. That was when I was reading this chapter, I was like, Lord, this is literally how you feel when we go to ask for advice, when we go to make an alliance with people God do not allow us to go to, because we are thinking that these people are going to give us advice. These people are going to help us succeed in life. But then our all-knowing, all-loving, omnipotent God knows everything. He knows what is beneficial to us and what is not. And when we go to seek advice from other people and make alliance with other people that we're not supposed to be making alliance from, and especially making those alliances without seeking God, we are putting ourselves to shame. We are putting ourselves in more tight positions. So, verse 1 says, "Woe to the obstinate children, declares the Lord." We are the children. So, woe to us as Christians, to those who carry out plans that are not mine. Look at the plans that we are making every single day. The career path that we chose, the friends that we have, the spouses that we have, the business and the business partners that we have. Are those plans that were said by God? Yes, go ahead. Forming an alliance, but not by my spirit. Heaping sin upon sin. Because when situation gets hard in that thing, that alliance that you have made, you commit sin. You don't trust in God. You be forced to steal. Maybe your business partner is causing you to be corrupt. Your husband is not encouraging you to keep the Sabbath. All this because we made plans without God. Verse 2 says, "Who go down to Egypt without consulting me? Who look for help to Pharaoh's protection, to Egypt shed for refuge." Right? We are seeking a refuge from Egypt. Look at Egypt. Go back to what happened in Egypt. They made those same people slaves. They caused them to worship idols. They encouraged them to kill, because the Egyptians actually encouraged the midwives to kill the sons, though the midwives did not kill. All this, we are going back to them. That's the same. We are going back to the same people. We are going back to the same individuals that are causing us to sin. We are going back to the devil, basically, right? When we read verse 12, it says, "Therefore this is what the Holy One of Israel says, because you have rejected this message," right? When we go back, let me read verse 10 and then we'll say verse 12. It says, "These are the rebellious people, deceitful children." Verse 9, "Children are willing to listen to the Lord's instructions." Because God has specifically told us, do not make alliance with the people of the world. What association does light have with darkness? None. Right? But then because we don't want to listen to these instructions, what do we say? We say to the seers, "See no more visions." And to the prophets, "Give us no more visions of what is right." We tell us pleasant things, prophesy illusions. Literally, we say that. because we don't want preachers, we don't want pastors to tell us what is right. When we are told, do not get married to someone who's not of the same faith, we say something bad about them because we want them to tell us what we want to learn. We want them to tell us illusions, right? It says in verse 11, it says, "Live this way, get off this path, and stop confronting us with the holy ones of Israel." So we as children of God are telling our leaders, are telling our pastors, are telling even our friends who are sometimes telling us what is right and what is wrong. We tell us, stop confronting us with what the Holy One wants from us. So we are seeking death every single time. And verse 12, it says, "Because you have rejected this message, relied on oppression, depended on deceit, the sin will become of you like a high wall, cracked and bulging, that collapses suddenly in an instant. It will break in pieces like pottery, shattered so mercilessly that among its pieces not a fragment will be found, for taking coals from the hearth or scooping water out of the citadel." So the decision that we make, the alliance that we have, the marriage, the business partner, the business that we have, without God, it's all going to crack down. It's all going to crack down because we are closing our ears. We open when someone says what we want, when someone encourages us in our sin, when someone tells us things that we want to hear, but when they tell us things that we don't want to hear, we close our ears. We don't listen. We just want to be deceived. We want to be oppressed because the marriage that we'll be having is causing us to break the Sabbath. It's causing us to cheat on our husband because you're no longer happy, right? The business partner that you have is encouraging you not to pay your tithe, is encouraging you to be corrupt. That's oppression. That will cause you to shame, and that will not stand. So this is my conviction, and I was really it's not heartbroken, but then like heart convicted when I read this, because this is what the Lord is saying to you and me. Let us not seek alliance with the people of the world. That's going to crack. So I hope this was a blessing. I hope this is going to help you when you're making your decision to seek God, right? To seek the loving Father that we have, the all-knowing, because it hurts God's heart that we don't trust him, because he knows what's best for us. He wants what's best for us. I remember there's a quotation that says, no true joy can be found out of God. So imagine if we are in communion with God, if we listen to God, how much joy we're going to experience, how much success, how much money. And sometimes we don't need so much money, but we go all the way, right? How much happiness we're going to have in marriage that God has blessed. So I pray that this was a blessing, and this was a conviction to you too, as it was to me, that we see God in every decision that we make in our career as husbands, wives, business partners. God bless you. Bye.